right, we here with Lafayette Coach Lawson. Coach, man, we've been bumping into you basketball season off and on. First season over, little lumpy.
Yes, sir.
I know you, and actually a lot of that was, your timing and everything as
Yes,
far
sir.
as that is. So now I think you kind of finally really get your hands and your fingerprints on this program. Just kind of tell us how things have been going so far this off season, Coach.
So far, the off season's been going very well. I think as of late December, they solidified my position, and at that point, I knew that I really had control over what I
Mm-hmm.
can do and how I was going to implement my plan, my culture, my coaches, my system. And
Okay.
once I felt confident about that, I had to go through a small transition with some coaches
Mm-hmm.
through January to February that, not necessarily we were all on the same page. So at that
Mm-hmm.
point, I end up now hiring about 8 new coaches, so my staff will look
Okay.
brand new
Okay.
compared to last year. But other than those guys, my kids are still in transition from my young groups are really, really strong, really, really set. They're really, really disciplined. They know what they need to do, but they've also kind of been part of that for a couple years. My older group, my seniors, I'm still working on them. I ain't gonna even
Okay.
try to lie that they're still struggling. They're still trying to think, is this working this hard really gonna give me the success that I'm looking for? They haven't found that yet, but I think they need to win a game or two
I was gonna
to
say
get
they
that feeling.
almost hardened. These
Right.
kids have been through a lot,
Yes.
man. Your
Yes.
seniors,
Yes.
COVID and everything.
All of that.
Yes.
Yes.
As you get ready for this upcoming season, what are you looking forward to as far as this year from this team?
So with this year, we're going to bring back some experience on both sides of the ball with a good mix of some inexperience. So I think for us, it's going to be a gradual continuing for us to get better even through this season. But I'm kind of in a position right now where I really feel that we're in our time zone right now. We're
Okay.
where Lafayette needs to be right now. All these other schools may be where they need to be, and we all know that everybody's time zone switches every now and then. So in a year, in 2 years, we're going to be on top. We're going to be one of those programs that everybody's looking at as well. But it takes work and it is a journey. And I feel like I'm patient enough, as well as my staff, to understand that we have to push through. And we're teaching these young men as well that they have to push through to get to the other side. It's not about winning right now. It's
Mm-hmm.
about learning how to win,
Mm-hmm.
getting through those challenges, and then your reward on the other side of those challenges are greater than you've ever had in your life. But it's hard for them to understand that if they push through, it's really better once you do it that way than just instantly having gratification or success right here and right now. So I'm proud of the ones that are really putting in the work and putting in the time. And I think coming back in this beginning for the season in July, that we're going to have a lot of emphasis on this is our new standard. These are our new expectations. Not that we haven't been doing that, but we elevated it even more per our last meeting the other day that we're going to come back in July. It's going to be harder than it even was in spring. And
Okay.
we have to make sure that they understand that this is where we're going to be and you need to meet us here. All right. And that's what we're going to do moving forward.
All right. Now, looking at the upcoming schedule from this season, one thing I will say, Coach, you came off the gauntlet, Coach, because, man, the schedules you guys have had, your program has had the last few years have been daunting at best.
Yes, sir.
So, you got Oldham County, Henry County, Connor, DeSales, West Jasmine, Moore, and then you get into your district games, Henry Clay, Taste Creek, Dunbar, and East Jasmine.
Yes, sir.
So looking forward for big things out of this schedule. Like I said, it's I almost kind of want to be like, Coach, man, you forgot to get a Xavier or a LaSalle. Coach, man, we at least need to see, one of them out of state powerhouse teams on there. But I do understand what like you said, man. These kids have been hardened. They've been through a lot. It's almost like teaching them how to walk again.
Yes, sir.
And I really appreciate the way I watched some of your practices. How you for one, I was shocked at the numbers. Just your first year, the numbers were drastically increased,
Yes, sir.
and the kids, even though through the season that they went through, when I was out there at practice, you saw them working. I saw the culture. I saw you implementing your culture.
Yes, sir.
And like I said, once they made you official, I can see even more
Yes, sir.
as you start, like you say, you got some coaches in, you were able to implement, like I say, put your fingerprints on this program.
Yes, sir.
Now, who are any kids that so far have kind of shined that you're kind of expecting or looking forward to take that next step for this program?
Well, first thing I'm gonna tap on this schedule a little bit too. I think we got a schedule that's going to be very competitive for us. Again, like I said, with a program that's really growing, it makes a lot of sense to be competitive. And once you learn to be competitive, and then you learn to be competitive and win,
Yeah.
that's when things start to change. And we needed that type of outlet to get there. And I'm not saying these programs are not good. These are very good programs. And
Oh
some of them are
no,
going
you
through the same things that we're going through too. But we need to be able to challenge ourselves at a level that we can really compete, so we can move forward in our mindset and how we prepare and get better for the seasons upcoming for the future and for the young kids on this squad. As far as players, I do have some seniors that are coming back that obviously should be standout players. I mean, Des Hanley, across the board, is the best player we got on both sides of the ball. When he is that leader, our team is different. When he shows that type of leadership, the kids gather around him because they believe in what he is saying and what he is doing. I do have a couple receivers with Kevin Murray. And I got a couple young guys, Jackson Stevens. Matt Keene's going to come back as well, but he's also competing for that position with a couple new quarterbacks that have decided to come out this year.
Okay.
And for me, that's what's important. If you're not challenging kids at every position, they're not getting better. And so even if the kid's not being challenged, we find ways to challenge them so they can make sure that they're getting better every day no matter what.
Okay,
So, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to what they produce when we start playing in the next 6 or 8 weeks. But, yes, I think it's coming together in the right way.
All right, coach. Now, is there anything that's kind of keeping you up late at night where you kind of like, I don't know.
Yes, as a matter of fact.
I was like, there's a couple things running around up there.
But it's not what you think. I think the thought process of how am I going to keep my athletes? Conversation that I'm sure a lot of coaches go through or they think about daily because kids are bouncing from school to school right now, like left and right. For me is what am I going to do to be able to show this kid that they can be successful here? How do I love on them to make sure they know that they're going to be welcomed here all the time and they can be successful just as well as they could at any other school. You just got to put in the same type of work.
Okay.
And again, we both know that it's not about where you play, it's how you play.
It's how you play,
And if you
absolutely.
play at that level, you're going to be successful. You will be known. There are guys that are playing in D3 schools in college, but they're some of the best NFL players you ever seen in your life. They all don't come from Alabama, which is a fantastic program.
Yes.
And so, we have to continue to work towards those younger kids, our middle school. We got to keep building our freshman program, and we need to keep getting that buy-in and engaging with the community. And I think we're doing a great job of doing that. And if we do that, we're going to be successful. We could be successful right now if we could just all buy in on that.
My man, that's what I'm talking about, Coach. If Coach Bew was here, that's one thing Coach Bew's always said. If you can play, they're going to find you.
Absolutely.
Doesn't matter where you go. If you can play, they're going to find you. So that's one thing we definitely agree with, and we back you all the way, Coach. We look forward to big things from the Lafayette Generals. We'll be picking y'all out, checking out some of the games, Coach. I would say I'll pick y'all in some games, but I don't know. I've been finding out lately, me picking you might be the kiss of death, Coach. So you might want me not to pick you.
Now you keep on picking on.
We winning, we riding, Coach. But they seem like whenever I pick teams, they like, man, I wish you hadn't picked me that week. So I don't know. But, Coach, man, like I said, we look forward to you doing big things. Appreciate you for stopping by.
Yes, sir.
And y'all be sure to keep an eye out on the Lafayette Generals program.